Albany firefighters are scheduled for a kind of training they haven't had much call for until recently, working around solar panels. Craig Smith spoke to a few firemen tonight about how they handle it when they find more than just shingles on the roof. And what do they do, Craig?
Well, they're a lot more careful, Liz, in those cases. The solar panels seem to be going up on more and more houses. They can cut monthly bills, but they can also pose a problem when fire is doing a job on someone's house and the firefighters are trying to get the flames out safely.
We're seeing much more enhanced use of the solar panels in our communities than we were 3 years ago, 2 years ago, even a year ago.
That's David Quinn, the assistant chief in South Skodek. He's getting solar panels on his home, one of millions across the country who like the idea of paying less for electricity, and also one of the many firefighters who have to be extra careful with a heightened awareness of how the panels can be a hazard.
When it comes to roof ventilation, trying to get that heat out of the house, you can't just go up there and cut through these things like you could with a normal roof. You have to be careful where you're cutting, make sure you're not hitting any conduit, and certainly not touching any of the panels because they could be charged. And it changes the suppression a little bit too, because you're spraying water on an electrical component, so you have to be careful with that as well.
A report issued by the Fire Protection Research Foundation found that the single most critical concern is that photovoltaic systems and their components should always be considered to be electrically charged. Assistant Chief E.J. Seney in Albany says that department is looking at training sessions focused on solar panels.
Obviously, it weakens the structure itself when it starts burning into the structure, the structural elements. And with that, the excess weight on there, with us on it, and the water we put on it also can change the weight. And we have to worry about collapse. And quite frankly, if we can avoid it, we don't want our people near them.
Does that add an extra step into their escape plan, or should they still just get out of the house?
They should just get out.
Quinn says in some cases, cities and towns will forward information to firefighters whenever panels go up on a home. If that hasn't happened, they'd love it if a homeowner tells firefighters when they get there. Neither he nor Chief Seney were aware of any panels having been a factor yet in any fires in this area. Liz?